everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Roy. I hope y'all are having a great Christmas week or Christmas break. If you're in school, obviously you have a little break. Oh, you see the steam coming. I have some tea, just FYI. So I wanted to kind of make a video of like recapping and reflecting on 2020. As y'all know, 2020 has been a very interesting, it's been a weird year. But this is not going to be a negative video. Like, we're going to bring good vibes to this video, okay? So I wanted to reflect, but also I wanted to give my top 10 highlighted moments for 2020 for me at least, and kind of talk about what I feel was like the highlights for me in 2020 and what I thought was beneficial in 2020, because I feel like for anybody it's going to be a little different, so okay. So first off, I wanted to start off by saying I'm very grateful for 2020, and 2020 has allowed me to do a lot of reflecting. A lot of y'all have had a lot of time, if you were affected by the pandemic. I'm pretty sure everybody was affected by the pandemic. You had some time wherever in this year to reflect. And the 2, 3, 4 odd months I didn't had earlier in the year to reflect was probably the best time for me. And I am very, very, very appreciative of that, because it allowed me to manifest a lot of different things that I don't think I would have manifested if I didn't have the time off, or, I just didn't have time, And so for me, it was really nice to know that I got time to do that. And I just want to say, if anything, 2020 has definitely taught me to take more time to reflect, take time to really figure out how you want to navigate your life and who you want in that process, and never take those things for granted, because when it comes down to it, yourself, family, friends, life, breathing air, drinking water, taking care of business is the most important things in life. So I want to just say thank you for that. Obviously, with being in a pandemic and we're still in it, 2020 has been very interesting. So, but I do feel as if 2020 has allowed a lot of different things to happen. And so I want to talk about what those things are. So number 10 for me is, and I didn't put this in any kind of order initially, or really I didn't even write down what these 10 things are. I'm just doing this off the fly because I want this to be authentic, genuine, but also I want to get to the point of what this is. So top 10 of my highlighted moments. Number 10 for me at the low point, and I love that this happened this year, because it was very interesting how this was navigated. But moving to Dallas, I didn't know when I was going to move to Dallas. I knew at some point I was going to, but I didn't really know when that was going to happen. Like, I didn't know where I was going to be moving to. And quite frankly, I had just, when I even gave it like thought, I was like, okay, I know for sure I'm not moving out of state. At one point I thought I was going to, not going to lie. If you look at my life update video, was a while back. You look at that, I had talked about moving out of state. And there was a couple reasons why I didn't do that. But I for sure knew at that point I was going to move to Dallas. And I made a couple of decisions why I was going to do that. But moving to Dallas, it was really nice to be downtown. And I didn't know when I would ever get to be downtown. But now being downtown, it's amazing. And I love being downtown. I love being close to the city. I love the atmosphere. I love the vibe. And I just love the energy down here, and I think it's more my style. And that was another thing, was just like where I lived before was just too quaint and quiet, that I don't think it was really my style. And so I feel like this, area is more my style now. So I'm very happy to be here, and very happy that I got the opportunity to do the move how I wanted. Moving during the pandemic was definitely interesting, to say the least, but I am so glad I did it. And if anything, I'm glad I got help to move, because moving down here was not easy. It was very hard. I didn't know if I was going to be able to move down here because of my lease and how all of that stuff worked out, but it all worked out, and I got down here, and as you can see, my apartment, I got to design certain things in my apartment, which was something I was super excited about, because when I moved here, I was able to paint my walls, and they painted this wall black, as you can see here in the back. But this back wall, I was super excited about that, and I was ready to paint it. And I was really excited when I got the opportunity to paint it. It took 2 days. The draft took 4 to 5 hours. But I was excited to put this up on my wall. That, if anything, this was probably the favorite part of honestly, this is my favorite part of my apartment. But it was really nice to do this piece, because I was really excited about it. So yeah, the move, getting my own apartment, I'm still making it my own. Quite frankly, when I moved in August, another big thing happened in August, which I'm going to bring up here in a few minutes. I haven't really had time to manifest my space like I want to, but I will at some point get to a point where I can, put all of my Royness in this room and in the rest of my apartment. Honestly, I feel like my room is kind of like my office, because I have flip chart paper everywhere. You can't really see it in this camera, but there is flip chart paper all over my wall. So it's nice that you're only seeing this as the background versus all the different flip chart paper, because I have a lot of thoughts, and that's how I write them down. Okay, number nine for me. I will say that, one of the things that was really important for me this year, and making sure that I took some time, with myself to really reflect over, some of the things that I dealt with last year, because last year was a whole situation in itself. But it was nice to take some time to think about all the things that I had last year, all the things that I got rid of last year, and all the things that came into fruition this year. But one of the things I got back to that was amazing was I got back into art. I have been, not saying I've been dying to get back into it, but I knew at some point it was going to happen. And I really feel like last year was a time to really think about what makes me me. And, art is a big part of my life. As you can see, painting this wall, there's also a nice painting over here, over here, that you can see that I did for my apartment. I wanted to make sure that I got back into it, and this year was probably the perfect year to do it. I was actually supposed to have an art show in June. That obviously was not going to happen because of COVID, but I am very happy that I took some time out to get back into art, to get back into the swing of my skill, the swing of just making pieces out of my imagination, because I have a really big imagination. And yeah, I think at one point in time, I was painting like 2 or 3 pieces at one time. And I'm kind of actually doing it now. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But yeah, it was just bringing back joy of art to me was like a really important part of my life. And art is a very intimate situation for me. Like, it's painting. When I paint from a storyline, and a lot of times, like, I attach other things to it. So it was very interesting to get back into it the way I used to paint. And so yeah, painting, I missed it. I'm glad I got back into it. I'm glad I got back into what that even meant for me. So yeah, you'll see more of my painting if you follow me on Love Rucker Ave on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. So I will post those in my comment box. Oh, also, if you've gotten this far in this video, you must love me. But if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell just so you can get notifications when another video goes up, because more videos are going to go up on YouTube. And you will see more of my face. Like, I am determined. It's like one of my 2021 goals is to make a certain amount of videos next year. I mean, part of that is because of other things, but I have been wanting to get back into the swing of videos, because I used to have so many videos on YouTube and they got deleted. And yeah, so I'm trying to get back into it. Number 7. One of my other biggest highlights is I got back into journaling. You know, I took a break from writing, mainly because of my second book, but it was just like, I didn't really know when I was going to get back into it. I didn't know when it was going to be a situation for me. More so because, like, I hadn't really taken a break. And I think the reflection piece I got this year was my break. You know, I got to reflect more. I got to sleep more, which was really nice. So I think that's all I needed. And then, like, I got my recharge, and then I was like, okay, back to journaling. So it made me more excited to write again, and it made me more excited for my 3rd book, which I'm really excited about, because I will be officially starting that process next year, and I'm really excited to get back into the swing of that. I'm really excited to talk more about what that project is going to look like, because it has different layers. It's not going to just be a book. It's going to be, honestly, it's going to be a lot of stuff. So I'm excited about the concept. I'm excited about, I'm just excited, you know, and I think this time around, I kind of know what's going on. I know what I'm doing. My awareness is kind of high in that sense. And yeah, I'm just ready to get back into it. And yeah, and write this 3rd book and, you know, show y'all what exactly has been going on. Because a lot of what's in the 3rd book, some of it's going to be of what's happened this year. So yeah, I'm excited about that. So stay tuned to that. Number 6. So number 6 for me is a little interesting because, you know, I find this as a highlight, but some people might not. We had some good music this year, okay? Some really good music. I say this is a highlight because I don't know how many of y'all really look into your like 2020 Wrapped with Spotify. But for me, when that thing came out, I was like, you can tell I done took my time and listened to some music this year. And the Mew Mew this year was great. Great. I discovered some new artists that I really love. Mac Ayres. I love his sound, love his vibe. I definitely have thought about reacting to some of my favorite albums. Let me know in the comments if you really want a video of that. If not, I understand. But that was one thing. I got to listen to a lot of good music. Alex Isley came out with some new stuff. Devin Morrison came out with some new stuff. Alina Perez, her album is bomb. If you have not heard of Alina Perez, go listen to her. Her music is bomb. I listened to Tiana Taylor's album. Great album. Jhené Aiko, her album's great. I mean, it was just like a lot of good Mew Mew out. So, yes, if y'all have not been peeping the music game this year, go on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, whatever you got, and go peep you some of them albums, because the music this year has been on point, on 10. I'm ready for new music. I think that's another thing. It got me more excited about new music. And I'm ready to see more, or not see, I'm ready to hear more music coming out next year. Especially from Alex and Devin. I need it. It needs to happen. Okay, so number 5. Top, now we're back in the tops now. So, number 5 for me, top 5 moment. I am super, super happy that I took time out to go see a therapist. You know, a lot of people really, not to say that they frown upon going to see a therapist, but for me, I was excited. I was like, yes, I am so happy. I needed it. I will say during the pandemic, talking to somebody who didn't know me from Adam's to Apple was nice. And I'm glad I did it. It was well needed. At one point, I saw my therapist 3 times a week, because this pandemic has really shown its true colors. And I think for me, I needed that. So for all the people who frown upon seeing a therapist, don't. You know, seeing a therapist is definitely helpful. There's a lot of benefits that come from it. I would highly suggest you going to see a therapist if you need any kind of help or you need any kind of assistance. Talking with somebody if you're going through something. Because let's face it, everybody went through something this year. And so, yes, seeing a therapist was, you know, beautiful. Number 4. So number 4 for me was getting Niko. You know, and thank God for my therapist. You know, I wasn't aware of the emotional support I was needing in my household. Like, even talking about that with my therapist was pretty powerful. And after getting Niko, like, there was a big change or shift in my attitude about life, about patience, about understanding, just a whole plethora of things. But getting him back in April was life-changing. It still is life-changing because he is a headache. Like, a big headache. I love him, but he's a headache. And I definitely feel like that emotional support it's helping me. And he probably doesn't know he's helping me, but he is helping me. And it's awesome. And I encourage, if you have the time or the patience to get a dog, go get one, because it's important if you need emotional support to find beneficial ways to get it. Dogs are a whole big responsibility. So if you ain't ready for that, don't put yourself in that situation, because it's a whole situation. But yeah, getting Niko was a big thing. And it was a process getting him. Like, once I saw him, my eyes were set. I was like, that's who I want. And his name was perfect too. Like, when I was searching for dogs, his name was already Niko. So I was like, oh, I love that name. But the process was like 3-4 weeks long to get him. And it took a while. But it all worked out. I got my pup. He's amazing. He's 20 months now. He'll be 2 in April. Really crazy. Probably gonna bawl my eyes out on his birthday. But anyway, yes, getting my dog. It was amazing. Highlight number 3, reconnecting with my my sister and my dad. You know, I have had a very interesting relationship with my family. And, you know, reconnecting with family is always a very interesting situation. But yes, I have valued my time and moments with my family, and I love them for being patient with me. And my sister is awesome possum. She's just a little version of me. Like, she says certain things, I'm like, girl, you sound like me. Even though at that age she's 6, even at that age I don't think I would have sounded like that. But she's so intelligent, so smart, rambunctious. She got a mouth. She loves life. She's very exciting, like all of that. I'm excited to see her for Christmas. But yes, just reconnecting with family was a big thing for me. And I'm really, really excited about it. Number 2 would definitely have to be getting this book out. So my book is coming out on the 26th of December. Things I'll Never Say is the title. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get this book out because it has been a long time coming, okay? It's been 5 years and I'm ready for this book to come out. So I am excited. I am nervous. I'm anxious. I am a ball of all kinds of emotion because this book coming out is just nerve-wracking for me because it's a very personal book. It's about me. It's about the season of comfortability. It's about defining comfortability. It's about discovering what that means for you. Comfortability. What life looks like for you. How do you process things in your 20s? What does that look like for you? Or how you process things 30s, 40s, wherever you're at. So yeah, this was a big highlight because I have been working on this book, and you know, it's a big thing. But I'm gonna go ahead and move into my number 1 highlight of 2020. So my number 1 highlight of 2020 was putting me first. I really feel like this year I put myself first, which was amazing. And what came out of it was I started 2 businesses already, and I'm very thankful for that. I lost a ton of weight. You know, I was extremely fat last year, and this year it's beautiful that I've gotten down to 180 or in the 180s. I fluctuate in the 180s now. But yes, I am very proud of myself, and I'm very proud of the process I put myself in. I built all of my programs on my own, and you know, I started training one of my best friends, and that turned into me building a business, and then me becoming an entrepreneur and starting my own business. So like, yeah, putting myself first was like a big deal for me, and I will never take that for granted. And I think it's important to always put yourself first. And I don't know if any of y'all have put yourself first this year, but I think it was very important for me to put myself first. And I did that. And losing the weight, moving out here to Dallas, starting my own company, putting that first, prioritizing my life, making an impact on people, that's what I'm here for, you know, and everyone has to find their own calling whenever that time comes. And I think for me, even though this year was wonky, wacky, weird, I found my calling this year, and it was great that I got the time to do that and put myself first, and I'm going to continue to do that, and I highly advise y'all to do that as well. Yeah, this year has been awesome to some degree. And I think it made me appreciate what I'm able to bring to next year. 2021 is going to be a bomb year, and I'm going to make it a bomb year. And I'm excited to see my business flourish. Setting my 2021 goals was exciting, nerve-wracking. I'm anxious to see, when I hit these goals. It just looked a little different from this time last year to now. And I think the beauty of all this is making sure that y'all really keep yourselves in mind. And if you're going through something, that's okay. Stick it out. Talk to somebody. Get support, family, friends, a therapist if you need to. Stay active. Stay encouraged. Drink water. Make sure you stretch. Make sure you take care of your skin. Skin's important. That's another thing. I don't have any pictures, but if you look at my skin from last year to this year, there's a big difference. Stress. Try to stress less. Stress if you need to for situations that you need to accomplish. Accomplish more stuff. Take small wins as big wins sometimes. Connecting with people. Connect with more people. I connected with so many people. Starting my segments or my different episodes and my different seasons on Instagram has been a beauty. Starting Tea Thursday again was awesome. I started that on Twitter way back, but starting it on Instagram has been awesome. My 10s open-ended series has been awesome, which I am going to be adding to YouTube at some point. I don't know when, because editing those videos is a process. But I'm going to be adding that. I have a couple more series coming out next year that I'm really excited about, especially with entrepreneurship. I am going to be honing into entrepreneurship here very soon. So be expecting that. Be expecting just more positive energy coming from this channel. And I'm excited to do this with y'all. Let me know in the comments, what are your highlights for 2020? What's been a highlight for you in 2020? What is something that you're very proud of that happened in 2020? Even the L's that you took. Sometimes taking an L, you got to take a L to take a W. That happens. So, I hope y'all enjoy Christmas. Enjoy Christmas week. Enjoy time with family if you're going to be with family. If you're going to do stuff on virtual call, have fun with that. And I will catch y'all at another video.